What is up, guys? This is Silver Warrior here, and today I'm going to be trying to kind of offer a little bit of a different viewpoint on possibly the biggest scam to ever happen on YouTube through the silver community. And basically, I'm just going to be talking about the lesson that can really be learned from the Frank P Numismetals scam. All right, so like when I first heard about this, because it just got unveiled a couple of days ago, like for real. Like, of course, people had their suspicions for a long time, but it was just a few days ago that it really everyone started making videos on it. And the fact of the matter is that Frank, at least to me, I think Frank really did fool a lot of people. I really do think that a lot of people believed that he was a genuine guy because for the years that he was on YouTube, you know, he seemed pretty genuine. He had made videos, he was big in the community, a lot of people knew him, and then he resorted to scamming. And I personally think that he wasn't always a scammer. I think that when he came to YouTube, he wanted to be a genuine guy who just wanted to make some silver videos because most people who are scammers want to be a scammer from the beginning don't take the time to build up that reputation on YouTube, right? But he took the time to really be on YouTube for a while, and he had like a couple thousand subscribers at his peak before he deleted his channel, I believe. And he was relatively well known in this community. I mean, he probably had around as many subs as I do now before he deleted his account or something like that. He had a lot, and he personally outreached, to me several times. He never tried to sell me anything or buy anything from me, but he did reach out to me many times. The first, like at first, he would just comment on my videos, and I would comment on his videos because I thought he was a really genuine guy. He seemed like somebody who would be reliable in the community. He never seemed like a scammer to me. And long story short, I remember when he deleted his account and made his new one, saying he was going through some personal problems. Some people found that suspicious, but I understand that. I mean, if you have depression, then that can cause you to basically not want to do YouTube anymore. I don't personally experience depression, fortunately, so that's not really something I could speak on that well, but I do know that a lot of people have been driven to quit YouTube because of it. So I understood that. And when he came back, I was like, all right, that's cool. This guy's coming back and stuff. And he personally reached out to me in the comments of a lot of videos. I think even as recently as like a week ago, he commented on one of my unboxing videos, just joking around, just seeming like his normal self. Nothing seemed off about him. And then I don't even know when the scamming started. I really don't. For all I know, he could have had been, some of the other accounts on Instagram or on YouTube that have been scamming people just in general over time. And yeah, that's the other thing is I don't even know what he's been doing on Instagram. For all I know, he could have been one of those many scammers that are on there because I know a lot more about the Instagram scammers than I do about the YouTube ones, just because I'm a lot more involved in Instagram. But in any event, the fact of the matter is that Frank really did fool a lot of people before he started scamming everyone. And the fact that, that other account, Golden Ghost, was also his, I honestly didn't even know that was him until Shadow Stack, which shout out to him, revealed that, and he showed that he put his name on there. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I was talking to this guy thinking it was genuinely somebody new in the community. He really fooled me. Maybe I'm gullible. If I could speak English, that would be nice. Maybe I'm gullible, or maybe he really was a good actor, but it really did work. And the lesson really to be learned from this is overall, you have to make sure of a couple things when buying from somebody, okay? It's not just enough where if they have a voice to them, because Frank, he had a voice. He sounded like a grown man. I mean, he was a grown man. He gave us his voice. He didn't show his face, but nobody shows their face in this community because of obvious risks. So, that makes sense. But it seemed like he was a genuine guy. So the fact of the matter is, just because someone seems real doesn't mean they really are. It's just because it seems like somebody is not trying to scam doesn't mean that's true. And really, the big thing is that a lot of people will start to get into scamming, but unfortunately, I really am not super like informed on this topic just because I never was personally scammed, so I can't say, he did this and that to me. But the thing is that I've really never been scammed just because I kind of am really cautious. But if Frank had approached me with a really good deal in silver, I would have been scammed. I can promise you that. I would have definitely thought that he was being genuine. If he like approached me and was like, let's say like I have like, a 10-ounce silver bar, I'll sell it to you for like spot, and it was like, some kind of older bar, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll jump on that. I would think that he was being a nice guy trying to give me a good deal. And I've personally learned a huge lesson from this, hearing about this. I'm going to completely rethink the way I think, about the whole community, because anyone in this community can be a scammer anytime. And just because they're not actively scamming now doesn't mean that they're not planning on starting something soon. Because when you start to see how much money there is in scamming compared to being legit, it's kind of like with the bodybuilding, right? I mean, it's so much easier to switch to steroids, even though that violates most competition rules. It's the same thing with this. It you won't last nearly as long as a scammer as you will as a genuine guy, but you'll make a lot of money faster, and you'll get exposed, and it'll get to the point where people will be trying to hunt you down. But if you get in and out really fast, and people don't see the correlation between your scamming accounts, then you are going to, be able to make a lot of money really quickly from scamming. That's just the fact of the matter, is that there is, unfortunately, it's way too lucrative to be a scammer. So you have to keep that in mind when buying from anybody, anyone at all in this community, unless it's someone like is legit. Like there's certain people in this community I know are very legit, right? Because they've been in this community for so long, selling, so many hundreds of successful transactions. Like those are the type of people are going to be legitimate. But there are people in this community who I have a feeling that over a decent amount of this community would be willing to scam for the amount of money that Frank probably made, because of the fact that he had so many different accounts set up, such an elaborate network. And you know what? At the end of the day, sure, what he did was messed up, but at the same time, if you're falling for the scams, then you really have to blame yourself too, and just learn the lesson from it. If you were one of the people that scammed, then please do tell me in the comments about your personal experience with it, because I want to hear everyone's story. Anyone who was scammed by him, I would love to hear everything about that, because I do think that we need to come together as a community to show the scammers that we're stronger than them, and just learn the lesson that every day that someone gets scammed, that's another, obvious case of scamming that we're going to be able to see, and another thing where we can be like, this person's not good, for one, and for two, it's another scenario we can avoid. Because if scammers keep on trying to switch up the tactics they use, then just keep on jotting them down, being like, this guy, you did this to this person. So yeah, like I said, if you were scammed by Frank, let me know in the comments below. And that is it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.